So we are just 3 weeks away from getting Count Dooku in Battlefront 2, and this obviously means sometime in the next couple of weeks we're going to be getting the community transmission for him, detailing all his abilities and whatnot. So today I thought I'd go over the abilities that have been leaked by Uninspired Zebra, the names of them at least. I'm going to be going over them and kind of talking about what I think, what my predictions for these abilities are going to be and how they're going to work. So if you didn't know by any other videos or by the thumbnail, the 3 abilities leaked by Uninspired Zebra are called Lightning Stun, otherwise known as Electrocute, but I don't think it's going to be called Electrocute because that's the same as one of Palpatine's abilities, Expose Weakness and Duelist. Not a lot to go off of, but I've got some pretty good ideas for what these abilities could be and how they could work in the game based on some of the moves Count Dooku does throughout the movies and the TV shows. So getting straight into it, starting off with Lightning Stun or Electrocute. I'm pretty sure that this ability is going to be similar to the move Count Dooku does on Anakin Skywalker in Attack of the Clones. This is kind of where he lifts Anakin into the air whilst electrocuting him, and I think that in the game he's going to lift 1 or 2 enemies up in the air like Vader's choke and have 2 options whilst they're in the air. He can either spam the trigger button to damage them using the electricity obviously, similar to how Vader can do that with the choke, or he can let go of the ability by pressing the ability again, and this will allow him to throw the enemies in any direction he's aiming, similar to how he throws Anakin into the wall in Attack of the Clones. In this clip here, as you can see, as a bit of a demonstration as what I'm thinking he'll be able to do to either heroes or troopers. No! I'm hoping the ability works a bit more like this than just another stun like Palpatine's, because I think the game doesn't really need any more stuns, and I'd rather have Dooku to have a bit more of an aggressive ability where he can damage the enemies killing them, or he can throw them off ledges or whatever, because if we just get another stun I think that would be quite boring and not too useful, especially on troopers. For his next ability, Duelist, I think this is going to be either a buff ability for him or a bit of a combination of a buff and an attack ability. I could see this ability working a little bit similar to Kylo Ren's Frenzy, where Dooku will leap towards the nearest enemy and do a pretty elegant style strike on them, dealing a lot of damage, but I don't think he'll do multiple strikes like Kylo's. I think what it could be is that he does the one strike on the enemy as a bit of a leap attack, and then he might get his stamina replenished and maybe a small health buff or something to aid him against other heroes, because obviously Duelist implies it's going to be fighting other lightsaber heroes. And we know that Dooku uses Form 2 lightsaber style, which is good for lightsaber combat. So it could either be that, or it could be something completely different. Maybe it will just be the buff and not the actual, like, my idea of him leaping towards the enemy. We'll have to wait and see. That one's a little bit more vague to me, as we don't really have any abilities like something that will help you fight other lightsaber users in the game as of yet. Now again, like Duelist, Expose Weakness is a bit of a hard one to talk about, because it sounds to me like a debuff, and I'm pretty sure no heroes in the game have debuffs as of yet. Now Exposed Weakness, the first thing I thought of is Dooku kind of aims his saber towards the enemy, pointing it at them, and it will add a debuff to them. And what this debuff could do is either remove their ability to dodge or something, but I don't think that'll be the case because that's a bit similar to Obi-Wan's mind trick. But what I think it could do is potentially expose the targeted enemy's weakness to attacks, hence the name Exposed Weakness. And what this means is that they will take more damage from the same abilities. So they won't have less health, but their health will be more vulnerable to damage. So maybe a lightsaber strike that does 100 damage will do 150 damage if the targeted enemy is under the Exposed Weakness debuff. Like I say, this one's again more vague. We don't have any debuffs in the game, and these names are all placeholders, by the way, so keep that in mind. These might not even be the ability names when he gets released, and the abilities may be completely different. But based on the leaks, this is my thoughts of what these abilities could be in the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see how it turns out. Maybe I was actually pretty close with these, or maybe I was completely off. But I thought I'd make this fun video anyway, because I'm super excited for Dooku coming in 3 weeks, and I thought this would be a nice way to hype it up a little bit. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.